if you have a recording and let's say you want to go back and watch it, I'll show you how to do that. Again, to access the DVR functions, I would hit the menu button. And there it says My Guide, Search Guide, My DVR. I will go down arrow to My DVR, hit OK. Shows that are already recorded, listed there, I hit OK. Recorded by date, that's fine. I hit OK again. There's a list of recordings. Here are shows that are on my DVR right now. There's college basketball, Kansas at West Virginia. That was a big win for West Virginia. Let's say I want to watch that, so I just use the down arrow until that is highlighted. I hit OK. It'll ask me, do I want to delete that recording? Do I want to start at the beginning? If I was in the middle of watching it and had to stop, I can resume. A lot of different choices here. You don't want to hit delete all. Again, if you hit delete all, that would delete every single recording on your DVR. So you might, I wouldn't want anybody to get confused, particularly if, let's say, there's a series. I'm going to go to cancel here a minute to explain that. But see, here's a series. My wife watches Glee. I watch True Detective on HBO. If I were to go here and say delete all, and I might think that means delete all of the True Detective series on there, but instead that would delete everything on the DVR. So I don't want to do that. You'd want to delete one at a time. But again, I hit cancel to get out of that. I want to watch the basketball game. I highlight it. I hit OK. Start at the beginning. I hit OK. And there it's gonna the basketball game. This is what was on right before leading up to it. I can hit fast forward. You can use your keys up at the top here, right below the gray keys. I can fast forward. I can rewind. I can pause. I can hit play. There's the Kansas-West Virginia game. So it is starting. I fast forward a little bit now. I hit play. There, I paused it. Now I'm hitting play again. It goes forward. So a lot of different options that you have. When you are done watching or you need to stop for some reason, you can hit the stop button. Just be careful that you don't delete the recording unless you're sure you want to, because you'll have a choice between delete and go to live. In this case, I don't want to record it, so I'm going to hit the right arrow button, go to live, and then that'll take me back to the current show that is live, and there are the shows that are on my DVR again. To get out of that screen, you can just hit the X button. So that is how you watch a recording, and also you can delete a recording from your DVR. It's a good idea to keep an eye on your DVR to make sure it doesn't get too full. There's an easy way to do that. If I hit the menu button, which is in the center above the OK button with the arrows around it, you can see the choices there. My Guide, Search Guide. I want to go down arrow to My DVR. I hit OK. There I want to see what's recorded. I hit OK. It's already highlighted. Recorded by date is already highlighted. I hit OK. And there you see the shows that I have recorded on the DVR. If you look near the top left corner under the Hardy OneNet logo, it says used 35%. So I have plenty of space on my, I've only used 35% of the available space on my DVR. If that number gets high, close to 100, that means your DVR is about full. You would need to look at deleting some shows. Otherwise, you will either not be able to record new shows because your DVR is full, or shows might start getting recorded over. So depending on what your settings are. So you would want to delete some shows off. To delete a show, I can highlight a show there. That's just my wife watches Glee, so I hit OK on that. I can hit delete, and then that would delete that show. Be careful, do not hit delete all unless you literally want to delete every recording on your DVR. You might think, oh, well, I want to delete that series, and so I would hit delete all, but that is not the case. You would have to go through individually and delete each show episode of that series. So delete would take off that particular episode of Glee. I do not want to hit delete all because that would delete every recording of every show. So you only want to do that if you're sure you want to completely delete every show on your DVR. So I'm going to cancel because I don't think my wife has watched that yet to go back. But keep an eye on the amount of space on your DVR. If it gets close to 100, you would need to look at freeing up some space so you can keep recording shows. Okay, you can also check and see if your series is set up to record the way you want, or if you want to stop the series, interrupt the series recording, you can do that as well. The way that you do that is you press the menu button. You see the choices there. I'm going to use my down arrow to go to my DVR and hit OK. Then recorded and scheduled. I'm going to go down to scheduled and hit OK. And that will show scheduled by date, which is fine. I'll hit OK, and there we see the series I have scheduled to record. Clash of the Ozarks is a series I set up earlier. So let's say that I want to check and see or interrupt that series recording. I see it is scheduled to record. Now I either want to delete it or interrupt that. I hit the OK button on that once it's highlighted, and you can see the choices: delete, delete all, interrupt series. You don't want to hit delete all unless you actually want to delete every episode of anything that's scheduled to record, whether it's a series, a single event, anything. You might think delete all means, well, then that's just for that series, but that's not the case. It'll delete every scheduled recording period. So if you want to delete a single episode, you hit single episode. In this case, I want interrupt series. I'll go down there and click OK. It'll ask me if I want to be sure about it. Yes, I move over to OK, hit the button again, and it'll say series successfully interrupted. So it will no longer record episodes of Clash of the Ozarks. Once I hit OK, you can see it is no longer on the scheduled list. So that's a way that you can interrupt a series recording, or go in and check and make sure that the series or shows you have set up are scheduled to record. They're under the scheduled option, and you can interrupt series recording to stop that series from recording in the future.